dance educator Mr. Akhil, and yet another sports educator Mr. Sandeep Singh. So that is the wonderful team of grade 4 and 5 that we have here, and I'm sure that each one of you is going to be getting a lot of support and cooperation from all of us. I think many of them might have been teaching your children previous years also, so we need to extend that gratitude to them also. And believe me, these teachers toil day in and day out, so hats off to them. And I think this is one profession where we should endorse that it goes a long way. So once again for the educators. That kind of positivity and encouragement will help them to actually endure the whole year. So thank you everyone. Thank you, And now I would request our worthy director, ma'am, Ms. Nashkar, to kindly address you parents, as she always wants to bless, so that we move on for a very wonderful and vibrant academy. Thank you all.
Good morning all of you, and congratulations all of you for the new academic session of your children.
I think that's a very low thank you.
Thank you.
My children would have given a better response.
Yeah, with age.
No, what's wrong, my age? Let's give a big thank you.
Thank you so much. So I think children are very excited for the new classes. Are you? Yes. So parents, I was listening to Sarika ma'am. She has mentioned everything, and I think you know all the rules and regulation of the school, curriculum, activities, everything, you are aware about everything. So while coming to school, 3-4 things were coming in my mind, that your children are growing now, and they are growing very fast. Do you agree with me? They feel that I know everything. मुझे सब कुछ आता है. Mama, आप मत मुझे guide करो. I know everything. So, but you being a parent need to be more smarter than your children. So one thing is very important, that teachers are doing their job. What you need to do is encourage your children to do self-studies at home on daily basis. Because after the 2 years, you can take care of, you can teach everything at home. But after 2 years, it will be very, very difficult for the parents that how to teach, then you will be looking for the tuitions. So it is better, it is right time to encourage your children, each and every child and each and every parent to do self-studies at home. Children, are you doing self-studies at home? Yes. Very good. And secondly, very important thing, sometimes children hide few things from you. Don't be a good friend of your child. This is the only age to make a strong bond with your children. Talk to them. If they are talkative, listen to them. If they are not talkative, then you tell them your childhood story, so that they can connect with you. अच्छा मेरे मामा भी ऐसे करते थे, मामा के नंबर कम आते थे, पापा ऐसे करते थे, मामा ऐसे करते थे. So that this is very, very important. My son went to boarding school at the age of 10 years. And it was very difficult for me to make a strong bond with him, but I tried to do, and I think my son calls me every day now, because Mama, whatever he gets in his mind, he talked to me. And my daughter, same with my daughter also. So make a strong bond with your children. This is the only age. After 2-3 years, they will be turning to teenagers. Then it will be very difficult for you to handle these small things. Third very important thing, encourage your children to pack their bag, to be responsible. And love your children, encourage your children, motivate your children as much as you can. You know their strength, you know their weakness. and we both together, like being you as a parent, being us as a teacher, we both need to work upon their strengths and their weakness, so that we can make our children, we can build a bright future of your child. Thank you so much and congratulations once again. Thank you.
And for those wonderful parenting tips. I think they will work a long time, because through experiences we can gain a lot of the confidence that ma'am has already shared. With those kind words, now I request our worthy principal, Ms. Poonamjeet Kaur, to kindly address the parents and of course endorse those things that we actually need to take care of in the coming year.
Good morning, parents.
Good morning.
And do I see a few grandparents? Please raise your hands. Lovely to see ma'am there and here. Wonderful to have you here in our school. Abhiroop's parents. Okay. So, grandparents. So wonderful to have everyone here in school, bright and early. And we appreciate the parents who had come well in time. So punctuality is something that we are very keen to inculcate in our children, and this year we expect you all to support us and make sure that the children are in school punctually. As ma'am has already explained to you, it causes a lot of disruption in the class when children are coming in late. So even the child's whole day gets tossed, because you are coming in, the attendance has already happened, and then you kind of feel that you are trying to catch up with the other children. So all we need to do is get up around another 10 or 15 minutes earlier. It's our job as parents to make sure that our children are getting up on time. Just because a child says I don't feel like it doesn't mean that we allow them to continue sleeping, because we need to know that we have to take our children to school on time. And what is the time? 8. The school starts at 8. From 8 to 8:10, the teachers take the attendance of the school, they check the diaries of the children. So it's very important that the child is in the school at 8. And for that, what time do they have to come? 7:50. So the children should be at the gate, inside the gate from 7:50 onwards. We do not want any child before 7:50, and the reason is safety of the children, because the children, our teachers come at 7:45, and by the time they punch at the gate and they reach the classrooms, it is 7:50. We do not want any child in any classroom unattended. I hope you are with me on this. So please do not leave any child at the gate before 7:50, because we are telling you our teachers will be in the classrooms at 7:50. We want the children to come after that. However, if there is an emergency and you are planning to drop the child a little earlier, we keep the children in the amphitheater. So in the open area, there is a person who is on duty there, and anyways the guard is also there. So we make sure that the children are safe in the amphitheater. And of course, we don't want any latecomers, because 8:10 onwards the gate is going to be closed. So believe me, we are going to be strict this year. We are not going to allow children to come in after 8:10. We don't want any latecomers. We don't want a register of latecomers. So because if the child is coming in late, and they get used to it. So if we send the children back once or twice, I'm sure that you will also realize it's a futile effort. You coming all the way, but you're already late. So please, if you are already getting late, then tell the child you should have gotten up earlier. We are not going to school. Sometimes we have to be a little strict to make sure that the children learn to be responsible and accountable for their actions also. So here I would expect the parents, because it's your responsibility. The children are not independently coming to school. You are bringing them to school and you are ensuring that they get up on time. So this year, please, this is something that is going to happen, and we don't want any parents to later say, why are you not allowing my child to enter? The gate is going to close at 8:10. Please make sure that the child is in before that. Unless and until there is an emergency which happened after you left your home on time to reach the school and something happened on the way, we understand that. But otherwise, if you're starting from home late, that is not right. So please make sure that you keep this in mind this year, and not then later feel bad that we are not allowing the child to come in. Sometimes we have to face no's to actually understand the value of time. And of course, as ma'am said, I think this year we'll also pay a little attention to our turnout. The children should be very, very well dressed. Their uniform should be crisp and clean. Their shoes should be clean, dusted. They don't even need to be polished. They are sports shoes. And the hair should be neat. Please make sure that the boys have a neat haircut and the girls have their hair, if it's longer than the shoulder length, it is in plaits. And we do not want big ponytails. Believe me, you will realize later, if we make ponytails where the hair is pulled up, it affects the hairline of the children. It does result in hair fall. So please make sure that the girls have comfortable plaits and the boys have neat haircuts so that their eyesight is also not affected. We want children to be well turned out, and that is what we expect from the children, that they are punctual and they are neatly dressed for Smart Wonder School, because we make a lot of effort in all the other things, be it academics or co-curricular. These are the two things where I am looking for support from the parents. So are we going to get it?
Yes.
That means you're not going to get it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, the weight of the bags is a big pain point for all of us and for you also. Surprisingly, whenever we send a Google form, you all write that you're not satisfied with the weight of the bag. Who is packing the bag? Are the teachers packing the bag for your children? So, it is very important that you encourage the children to pack the bags according to the timetable. Do not put in extra books, and please do not give huge stationery boxes and big bottles which are so heavy. We have water coolers here. The moment the child finishes once, the child can fill it again. You don't have to send 2-liter bottles that the child has water for the whole day. They just need to bring their bottle with them. It can be a half-liter bottle also. So please make sure that you are looking at the bags, and they should be packed at night, not in the morning. I remember being from the defense, our parents always made us put our uniform out, polish our shoes at night. We did it ourselves, and the uniform was laid out and the bag was ready, and we were not allowed to get into bed until we said everything was done. Because in the morning then, you just get up, get ready and have your breakfast, and please make sure that the children have their breakfast and then off to school. So that is very, very important. If you bring these kind of routines into your children's lives, it will make life easier for you and us. So please make sure that the children are packing the bags properly and they're going to bed on time. Like ma'am said, we have a lot of children who are sitting and yawning during the assembly, which should not happen. They've not had enough sleep. And believe me, it is scientifically proved that if you do not have enough sleep, then you will have a lot of food craving. You will overeat, and that leads to obesity. We don't want children to be overweight. So please make sure that the children get ample sleep at night, which means they should actually be in bed by 9 o'clock. But if your household doesn't allow that, let it move till 10, but not beyond 10. No child should be up beyond 10 o'clock, and a child who's in 4th and 5th. In fact, till 10, the children should be in bed by 10 o'clock. So that is your responsibility as parents. It's your job. The children are not going to want to sleep because that is their fun time. They want to watch television, they want to listen to what you're doing, saying. So you have to make sure that you take out the time and you put them to bed, you tuck them in, you read a story, and that is something that will help them sleep better and gain some good, ideas for the next day and habits. So if a child is used to his mother tucking or her mother tucking her into bed after they've had their bath, they've cleaned. So all these are all interconnected. So I think we can be great parents if we take out around 2 hours at night just dedicated to our children. Because believe me, these years will not come back. All your television or whatever we are doing on the mobile or our office work that we are bringing home can wait. But our children cannot wait. They will grow and they will form these habits for life. So these are the formative years when you can actually get them into the habit of going to bed on time, getting up early, being wherever they're going. So this is school. Later they have to go for their jobs. Being punctual is something that is a very good quality in a human being. So we don't waste anyone else's time and we don't waste our own time as well. So please inculcate this habit this year. Let's try it because we are going to force you to do it because we are going to close the gate and you have to take the child back. So it is for the betterment of the child and the rest of the children who are in school. Because imagine when there are 30 children studying, the teacher is explaining an important concept and in walks another child. What do you think happens in the classroom? There's a lot of chaos, distraction, disturbance. Everybody's asking him, kya ho gaya? Asking her, why are you late? The child will be telling her his or her reasons. And the teacher has to wait for the child to settle down and the whole class to settle down before she can move forward. So what just happened? The teacher lost precious teaching learning moments, all because the child was not on time. And believe me, you don't want that to be happening to your child also. Your child is sitting in the classroom well in time. Do you want other children to come in and keep disturbing? Yes or no? No, we don't want that. So what we don't want for ourselves, let's not do for others as well. So we all need to inculcate these habits so that our children become better human beings. We are talking about confident, competent and caring. But these are also life skills. We want them to be punctual. We want them to be well turned out. We want them to be proud of themselves, of their appearance, which needs to be neat and clean. So these are the few things that I just wanted to reiterate. Sarika ma'am has already taken us through the PPT in great detail. Thank you, Sarika ma'am, for that wonderful presentation. Yes, see this. I'm getting the points from here. Yes.
Foul language has become.
Foul language, yes. Why? How did I forget that? Dear parents, this is an epidemic right now. The children are using very bad words in school with each other, or just to, I think most of the time it is to attract attention, to shock other people that they are able to say these things. We have to keep a track of what they're watching at home. Unfortunately, our Bollywood and Bollywood are using very bad language in their movies which the children watch. The songs are obnoxious. I'm sure that you all will agree. So please make sure that you keep a track of what they are watching and listening to, because I'm sure that that kind of language is not being used at home, and neither are the teachers using that language. So where are the children learning it from? From mass media, from movies, from songs, from YouTube, from games that they're playing. The kind of words that they're using is something that we still would not use. We hesitate. Yes, we never use those kind of words. Half the time they don't know the meaning of those words. So please make sure that you are more vigilant at home and note what they are doing, what they're listening to, what they're watching, because it is going to destroy their minds. All this is not something that is good for their mental health. So please make sure that whenever you hear your child use such words, you have to immediately stop the child. And I have always believed that prevention is better than cure. So rather than waiting for the children who have learned those words and then stop them, please prevent it from happening. Keep a track of their friends. When they go out in the parks in the evening, who are they playing with? They should not be playing with adults or grown-up children. who might be using that language. They should not be left alone with helpers, because the helpers might be using that language on the phone or to each other. You don't know. So please make sure that you are there present for your children all the time, because these are the years which will build the foundation for them as adults. What they learn now, how you nurture them now, is going to come back to you. So let's make wonderful, caring, confident, competent adults from Smart Wonder School, because the best part is that's the motto of the school. So we don't have to work that hard. We are already doing everything that is going to make them very confident. Our children are so confident that even adults, most of the adults would think twice before picking up a mic and coming and speaking in front of the audience. But our children love it. So they are always raising their hands to speak. So the confidence is being given to them here during the assemblies, during the classrooms. So all you need to do is make sure that they are always punctual, neat and clean, and using good language. So thank you so much, ma'am. That was a very, very important point, and something that has been a pain point for us for the past 2 years. Unfortunately, I'm sure that you will agree, this is something that came up after COVID. And the reason being that the children had access to mobiles and the television. So we know who the culprit is. So please make sure that you put in some restrictions. Do not give your mobiles to the children. I know it's very easy to keep them engaged, but this is the time when you should be engaged with them. You should be doing things with them, playing games, reading, talking, conversing. And that is how you will raise good human beings. Not by giving them an Apple or another mobile, where you feel that the child will be engaged on their own. So that is my advice to all of you, and I am sure that we are going to have a very, very successful session 25-26. Welcome to all of you, and congratulations to all the children who have, in fact, all the children have done that. So they have moved to the next class. So well done, let's give them a big round of applause. And thank you so much, dear teachers, for having nurtured the children last year, and I'm sure that you're going to do a great job next year also. All the children look forward to the teachers, and I was hearing this morning, a parent was telling Pooja ma'am that, the child was saying, is Pooja ma'am going to be in my class? So that's such a wonderful thing when children are asking for the teachers by name. So all the teachers, let's give them a big round of applause. They're all loving. They might not be mother teachers, but they're class teachers, subject teachers, and they're just as loving. Believe me, 3 to 5, we cater to the children's physical, mental, emotional well-being, and the teachers are doing that. So my thanks to all the teachers, and please keep doing the good job. And I'm sure that the parents appreciate your patience, your love, your understanding, because anybody can teach, but being a patient, loving person is what we actually need, and that is what our teachers are. Thank you everyone. Thank you Sarika ma'am. So I'm sure that you'll have a wonderful, wonderful session 25-26. Thank you.
That's, I think, a lot that goes to help us, and I think the preparedness has already come for the new session. So let's look forward to a very, very wonderful year ahead. Thank you all. You will be submitting your awards stationally with the class teachers. So all the classes are on the first floor. 5A is on the first floor, 5B, C and D are on the second floor. So that's something new for grade 5, and a little refreshment is laid outside. I request all of you to please relish and then join the teachers in their classes. Thank you all.